So following my earlier post around judgment that I'm finding myself engaging in, following some disconnect that I experienced with someone, I received a question from someone asking about why I do not pick this up and address this with a person. And that's an important question. And so basically that would be the next phase or the next step of this process. And that really is about discerning what would be wise action going forward. And that is essentially a process of discerning three things. So firstly, it is about me discerning whether or not I'm still in reactivity or not. Because you do not want to engage with the other person while still in reactivity. You know, one of the characteristics of reactivity, as we define it within mindful compassionate dialogue, is a narrowing of our view, a loss of broad perspective, and a loss of access to our compassion and our skill. And that really is not the place where you want to engage the other person from. So what needs to happen ideally is for me to ground and locate myself in that more expansive and expanded state and place within myself, and from that place engage the other person. So that really is the first discernment. Secondly, we want to discern whether or not the other person can actually hold your honest expression, because that's essentially what I'll be doing, honestly expressing my experience. And again, honest expression is not you sharing your judgments and blame and opinion and advice about how the other person should or shouldn't be living their life. Instead, honest expression, as we define it in MCD, really is about you getting grounded and clear about your own values and needs, and expressing from that place, and how this person's actions really didn't have this negative or painful impact on you, and really didn't meet needs for you, didn't contribute to your well-being. And then ending that off with a request to help you move in the direction of reconnection, or to help you to nurture and nourish that need. However, the other person might not be able to hold it. So this type of honest expression is quite vulnerable, and if you're bringing forward this vulnerability to the other person and they are actually not in a place to hold what you are sharing, I can imagine that being quite painful as well. Or on the flip side of that, your sharing triggers reactivity within the other person. So you're doing your sharing, and again, they are not able to hold it, and they go on a shame or guilt spiral, or they might just shut down, and then their reactivity takes over and they start lashing out at you. So, that's the other discernment. Can the other person hold it? And again, this is why the first discernment is so important, really making sure that you are no longer reactive, because should you engage the other person and you receive reactivity from them, when you are still reactive, then it's going to be, throwing fuel on fuel, your reactivity meeting their reactivity, and it's just going to spiral out into a zero-sum game. So ideally, you would want to be, as you engage this conversation and this person and this topic, you want to be fully grounded and anchored in a more expansive state. You want to be bigger than that reactivity. So you want to be that water that has really enveloped that obstacle, that branch or that stone or rock. And then the third discernment really is discerning discerning what it is that you want and need from this situation or from this person or this relationship, as well as whether this person can actually offer you what it is that you need. Because really there is no point expecting or wanting something from someone who simply cannot give it to you. So, and then also discerning whether or not you want to continue investing energy into this relationship, or based on whether or not this person can really care for this need or value of yours. And then discerning whether you want to maintain relationship with this person, or would it be best to set a life-saving boundary and just remain connected with yourself, as this person simply cannot meet you where you are at, or simply do not hold the same values near and dear that you do. So that is kind of the process that I'm in right now, just discerning what would be a wise action going forward. And also to note here that this is a relatively new relationship, so it's not someone that I know very well. So yeah, this is the type of discernment that I'm engaging with right now. Like, just I'm trying to understand, like, who is this person really? What are their values? Is what I'm needing, is it realistic to expect this and to ask this from them? Are they at a state where they can actually offer that? And whether or not I want to continue to remain in relationship and in connection with this person. So hopefully that answers some of your questions. And please share your thoughts and insights or questions based on what I shared. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for listening, and have a beautiful day.